nonsense. We're back at it again.
I have something to say.
Oh,
I have something to say. I don't know, and this is so people go to YouTube. Whoever's watching these, dude, my bad. I can't tell you the last time I saw you in a long sleeve shirt and pants. A long sleeve shirt and pants. Congratulations.
for that, dude.
Congratulations. He does fashion now, if you've been listening.
And I got my nice shoes.
Let's see them.
Look how white those
wow.
are. Fucking imagine that outfit. Imagine that.
Over the chunks.
No, because I had a business date, dude, because I network.
Oh.
Just with a friend. You know her. Got a sick app. Panic attacks. Does a couple $1 million.
I actually don't know her. Remind me.
Oh, right. Well, name's Anya.
Oh.
Her app's Rooted.
The We Talk About Other People pod.
Well, I think this is okay. I'm not saying anything bad. She's dope. She's really, she just crushes it. Solo company. I think it's public. She's got a couple million subscribers. A lot of them pay her. So she's bulling. She does have some like, she's like making good money. And I'm like, you should spend it. And she's like, yeah, well, I'm getting my hair washed. And I'm like, no. I'm like,
what does that mean?
I'm like, you should spend it.
Is that a euphemism?
So like go to like like a spa or something and like wash her hair. She's not quite ready to pull trigger on massages, and I'm like,
that's not.
I make negative $100,000 a month.
Wait, she's going to get, and I don't mean to air it out live on the air for Anya, but in a former podcast iteration, we did talk about challenging norms, self-developed business.
Oh, we forgot it, dude.
That's good. Starting on
where we talk about. Oh,
whoa! Where we talk about entrepreneurship, self-development, challenging norms.
Yeah. It was the entrepreneurship. That was the unlock. That was good.
Entrepreneurship. That was our first word. In line with entrepreneurship, self-development, and challenging norms. I guess this is kind of like entrepreneurship. And we talked about premium economy on the Azores episode, which this is part 3 of. Spending money on washing your hair, come on. Open up. Tell her to open up a little. Open up the wallet.
I did. I did. She was her other friend, Austin Reef. He's a morning brew guy. He's kind of similar, where he's like struggling to spend money. And I'm like, it is a skill. Like there are some people that just like, you always got that, I don't want to say that Jew gene, but the Jew gene where you just,
I got it.
You like saving. I like saving too. I used to just save every dollar I made as a kid, and then somewhere I saw I could get premium economy for $200, and I'm like, that's the straw that broke the Jew camel's back. I will, but we're not a racist podcast here.
From what I've seen, I think 2 episodes ago you did say you like selective racism, but that's neither here nor there. So I have seen Austin Reef tweet about one area he does spend a lot is on luxury travel and hotels.
Oh, yeah.
And actually, it was him that helped me find some of the nicest, luxurious, best service resorts in the world called Aman, Aman. They look amazing. So search that up. We'll roll the B-roll here of Aman.
Fuck, dude. New CEOs rolling B-roll. So that's why I got dressed up, dude, because I was out meeting friends.
Nice. Yeah.
And she said Austin had nice things to say about me. And so did Patrick Campbell.
All your friends, dude. I think we had one meeting with Austin Reef, and it was because Alex Lieberman messaged or texted us saying that Morning Brew should acqui-hire us, and we were really jazzed about a potential partnership opportunity. We get on the phone with CEO Austin Reef, and he's like, What are we talking about here?
Right.
I have not talked to Alex.
Buying our company, and he's like, I thought it was just you two that I wanted to pay like $20,000 a year. This is her company.
Thank God we didn't do that, dude. Yeah, Rooted app for anxiety and panic attacks.
She might be helpful when we make our own SAT app, by the way. But
yeah,
I don't want to lose this transition because it's really nice. Sort of a similar vibe of this catfish. Now, this wasn't a full-blown catfish, but I mentioned this in our text right before. we just got off the phone with this guy Saurin Iverson's team. He does like Unhinged UI, so it'll be just like a funny video of like Apple Health that like tracks how far your thumbs scrolled today, or like listed two.
It'll be like pay to have somebody removed from Google Meet. Nah, that's
and
not the
he had one that was like on your airplane, like you can like bid to get the person next to you ejected from the plane. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. If they're super annoying. So we basically fucking
we're gonna get to Azores part 3, right?
Yeah.
Later in the episode.
There's less meat on it, so I'm less concerned because we've split into 3 parts, which should have been half an episode.
We did the pastille. Did not.
Right. Azores part 1 and 2 didn't even make it to Azores, so the title should be different on those. We're still in Lisbon. So this Saurin thing, what we wanted to do was like back in the day with Naval, he had really cool quotes, and this guy Visualize Value had a really cool like visualizing quotes and static images. So like, oh, what if we just kind of smashed those 2 worlds together, made really cool animations of Naval's quotes? We did that, went viral, helped kickstart our business. Now we're like trying to figure out our one sales pipeline, and we're like, oh, what if we just did sort of the same thing with all this unhinged UI that already goes mega viral? Let's just turn Saurin's static images into animations.
The idea being like the Naval stuff and the all-in stuff we were doing in the past wasn't targeting the right type of customer for us, right? It was targeting like people that wanted to be like Naval or wanted to be like thought leaders or influencers, and they'd make these audio clips with us.
Right.
Sucky partnership between creator and clipped. And I guess in this case, it's more about companies that need UI, UX, animation, video.
Right. Well, we're going to show beautiful UI, and they're going to be like, wow, I have a product that isn't unhinged, but actually makes money. So let me pay you a small percentage of that money, and everyone's happy.
If it fits into where you're going, like what is Saurin's, you get on this phone call, but without us, what does Saurin's agency do?
Well, he's got a couple balls he's juggling. I guess it's probably like he literally just gets leads of people being like, hey, can you help me with my products and like launches and stuff? Because I think he consults.
Because they see like his ideas and designs.
Yeah.
And also he knows something about marketing and user experience.
Yeah, he's creative as fuck. And I think, he was probably a designer beforehand. So he just got his own agency. I don't know if they do a ton of video work. He was kind of asking us because, like, as a consultancy, people are then asking, like, hey, can you actually make the things you're talking about? And he's like, no. It's like, maybe we partner there.
I didn't know that.
This is my assumption. He also has an app that's it's like step counting, but it's like super fun. So kind of like his whole, I just love the unhinged vibe of his character on the internet because it's very similar to Smart Nonsense. But point is, we tried to like blitz them and do it in like hands-off way where we like have an awesome Filipino like try and blitz them, and I'm like, can you guys just let me do it? Because I know they're gonna learn the most, but I know the formula how to get his attention. And then like we gave him a chance.
Well, finish your point.
We like tried the hands-off thing, and I'm like, fuck it. Like it didn't get his attention, and I'm like, can I just like take 2 animators we got free and fucking DM them?
Well, hang on. So what we tried to do was basically run the script we've always run in the agency. Yes, woo. Sorry. Oh my god. Make something amazing, blitz him in public on Twitter, put it in front of his face, make something so good he can't say no. Turns out, when you're known in the space, when you already make content, when you are, I guess in our case, we've kind of made it, you can just DM Saurin. You don't have to do the blitzing bit. We have all this proof of work behind us now. So that's what you did. You just DM'd him. You're like, I have this idea. Can we do it? He's like, yeah. Can I see? You're like, yeah.
Well, so it was fucked up because I was like, all right, guys, they had tried to tweet this thing. And I'm like, it's like a good video, but it's like not not what we need here. Like, we just need a 5-second, like we did like a full minute, like this is the launch video. I'm like, dude, just sauced, like just give me like the UI and just like make it look kind of sleek. And so we spent like 2 weeks trying. It was like 2 or 3 weeks trying to get this off the ground. And I just I tweaked. I'm like, dude, just give me the shit. Made one literally overnight, like 2 fucking bangers. And then I just sent it to him. And he's like, this is sick. So didn't need to do that whole Blitz thing. Problem was, coming to the call, he set us up with his team because I guess he's got shit to do.
Mr. Big Shot.
Big shot. But I'm showing up to the call, that's for sure. And we show up, and it's just kind of like, I had like a sweet green call, kind of like this. It wasn't this bad, but like
confused. Oh, it's like the Austin
connected.
Reef.
Yeah, it's the Austin Reef. Sorry,
it's
that was
like
the connection. That's the
it's Wait, that's
hey,
so he wasn't on the call.
He wasn't on the call.
Oh. Yeah, it's a classic. You guys should meet, but I'm not gonna give like any context.
Yeah, I don't know. Didn't seem like there was much. So it's just like his partner that comes on and like some other like GM dude who runs things. And
you should have
partner was a little bit late. He had a hard out.
Just send Jack.
Should have. But it's fine. It's fine. He just started like banging out questions and all this stuff. And it was like very like, how does our business work and everything? And I just it was kind of like when Sean tried to buy our company and it was like super like fucking just, it's like we weren't friends. I'm like, dog, we're just making free vids for you. You want them or not? And no, I don't mean to like taint it. This guy just didn't have, there's a lot of context missing. But I thought we're bigger deals than what was made out to be. It was more like they were doing us a favor. It's kind of like, wow, it was really impressive. Like most people will DM and they just never follow up, or they like don't make something good. You guys did. I'm like, fuck, dude, am I your bitch? But I'm not, dude. I'm optimistic. So whatever, we'll be friends. We'll post these and get a lot of business, I think, hopefully.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah, if I can get a lot of business, and then they'll help us with our SAT app. But that's for another pod because it's Azores.
I was not ready for that, dude. For that rapid punchline. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do some animation for him and get a lot of business. All right. We'll check back in on that. Let's turn to the Azores. The Azores. Unless you got other threads.
No, I was just thinking if there was another bow I wanted to tie somewhere on that, but no, I guess there's really not. Dude, all right, so we're sitting on the tarmac, dude. We're in fucking Lisbon. All right.
I just spit water everywhere. We're sitting on the tarmac in Lisboa.
And if you haven't been here for the past 2 episodes, fucking go watch them. If not, you really don't need to. We just kind of trash talk a lot of it. But we spend a lot of money. Our friends who are traveling with don't. That's the main issue we're working with.
Yes.
So right now we're on like some Spirit, RyanAir. Actually, we're on RyanAir.
Have some dignity.
Right. And they delayed our flight like 3 hours. I think every flight.
This happens on every single RyanAir flight I'm on. They take forever to, maybe it's a European thing, I don't know, but they take forever to board the plane. Then they finally get us on the plane like 2 hours later. And then because it's been 2 hours, the entire crew times out. And then they have to find a new crew for the plane. And then that takes another hour and a half. And then they get the new crew, but now they need to get a new time slot with ATC, which takes another hour. And 4 hours later, RyanAir is shipping you to where you need to go for $90.
Right. So we're about 4 hours in. And it's just a lot of waiting. No big deal. But one thing about... Oh.
You remember the premium economy we got for those 4 hours?
That's what I'm about to... Well, half the time we're just in line on the tarmac.
Yeah.
The other half, this is Henry. I don't even know if I was gonna shell out this kind of cash because like
something it was $12.
I know, but it's a percentage thing, dude. It's a percentage of the whole. It was like, I think it was more like 20 or 30, and the ticket was also like 20 or 30. So I'm like, wow, fucking double the ticket price to go up a couple rows. But what happened was, we both bought it, and now we're in row one.
Row one
we're
for
the big dogs.
20 some odd dollars.
Right, and all our friends are in the 20s for $0. And so they're waiting back with the riffraff, and we got, because we're waiting on the tarmac for an hour, so we got the door open. I'm actually getting lasered by the sun, so it kind of backfired.
Sorry, I'm just realizing there's a chance we don't leave the plane in this story. Because we have what you're about to talk about, and then we have the sandwiches, the food.
Sandwiches.
Oh, the food, premium economy. And then the girl Crease was sitting next to.
Oh, I forgot about that, dude. Oh, this is right.
And then the rental car that wasn't at the airport.
That I had on my list.
Sorry.
So we're
the
ripping.
laser.
So I'm getting lasered. It's hot. It's whatever. But like, I don't know. We're like, I guess it was kind of early on. Basically, we get on the flight, first row, 3 seats. Henry, me, and one dude next to me. We're row one.
That's another story I forgot.
right. Absolute row one. Like literally there's just a cockpit in front of us. And so we board, and then like this lady gets on, and she gets on, and she like goes to the flight attendant, and she's like, flight attendant, I got row one on here. And now this shouldn't be a hard problem to solve, right? Because it's row one. All right. There are 3 seats, and whoever has a ticket, you know you're row one. There's no row 0. You know you got it. So she then goes to this guy, and is like, she goes to us, and we're like, no, we got the fucking ticket. And then she goes to him, and he pulls out his ticket, and she's like, row 3. And he's like,
it's 3A.
It's 3A, dude. How would I have known that this isn't row 3?
And we're sitting there like cockpit, row 1. Jumper seats for the flight attendants, row 2. Obviously, we're in row 3.
Right. How could you not understand that? So I don't know what this guy was trying to pull, but he got yopped immediately and sent back to row 3.
It was just so funny. It's literally door of airplane, our row.
Right.
It's just
it's the one, like, you can get away with it with almost anything.
Yeah, actually, and the rest of the plane, it is confusing. The overhead numbers are staggered a little bit.
But row one.
You
can't mess up. But whatever. He got sent back. We got our girl, and then we just hung out for an hour. Plane finally takes off. All right, we're going to Azores.
Well,
now.
Oh, are you're off to the Azores?
Yeah. What am I? Well,
there's a premium economy lesson there. We were more like on the plane for an hour and a half, almost 2. We paid an extra $20 for front row seats, so there was we were standing up. There was nobody in front of us. All of our other friends in the back of the plane in middle seats are texting. They're pissed. They're like, how could we be so delayed? Like, this is stupid. Fuck RyanAir. And I think we talked about this a few episodes ago, but like for $20, you and I were like reading, listening to our podcast. We have all we're not stressed at all, not unhappy at all.
I was unhappy you weren't sharing your AirPod audio as much as I would have liked.
One more premium econ. Well, I'm not going to go back to the airport when we were sharing headphones because I feel like we're on our way to the Azores.
Oh, dude, remember when I tried to sneak on?
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, sorry. We're already on the plane.
We're on the plane, dude. We're on the way. We're on our way. One more premium economy is RyanAir comes around the aisles to sell foods. And at this point, because we were 4 hours late, we had bust through lunch. So we're hungry. And again, row 1, aisle 1, we're the first to be served food. And they make like hot food if you pay for it. And it's not expensive. So we order our food. Buddies in row 40, by the time the cart gets down there, all of the hot food and most of the snacks are gone because the entire plane was hungry. And so here, yet again, we paid a little bit more for premium economy, and we got all of the upside. And the guys in the back were very cranky. Very cranky when we landed, too.
It's I just started coming around to paying for food on planes. It's a good move. I didn't think about it before. I think you actually woke me up.
I did.
With the smell of your food.
I did. You were knocked out. I'm like, you want a sandwich? You're like, no. I'm like, you want a sandwich. Got you a nice hot chicken panini. You ate it before you woke up.
It was really good. Yeah, dude, fire. No big deal. All right, we're in the air. Let's just fucking touch back down. I think there's nothing
Let's
there.
go to the Azores.
Azores, an island between fucking Europe and America.
The funny thing about it is, I'm not sure I have a single lesson, or memory from the Azores. So now that we finally got here,
it was too peaceful.
It was fabulous.
No, well, we touched down, get off the plane. Wow, goddamn, dude. A lot of these stories are just interesting to us, I'm realizing. But
don't worry.
Our friend was chatting up a girl. I thought they were friends. Doesn't matter. Fucking buck teeth, whatever.
No.
Kind of something.
Azores.
So, okay. Well, we gotta talk about the rental car. That's at least part of the principle here.
We actually got a lot to talk about. The rental car, Baghdad.
Yeah.
Continue.
That's pretty much it. Well, here's the thing. Okay. I told Belky that if he were to come on this trip, which wasn't a guarantee at the start, so I had to sell him a bit, he was going to be the back pop of all back pops, meaning he wouldn't have to lift a finger. We're just going to tee him up with the best trip of his life. The problem is the only way that happens is if the only other premium economy guy is the one in charge of buying things and scheduling. And I wasn't going to do that. So what happened is the most anxious ones, who are also the poorest ones, they booked everything.
Just in mind, really.
What?
The poorest ones. Like, they're not poor. Like, they're not poor. It's just, it's mentality.
Well, I mean.
You have $0. Oh. It's a mentality.
Well, I got a job, I think. So, yeah, poor mentality. That person is in charge of now getting the rental car, which means we're going to get the smallest clown car the world's ever seen. And it's nowhere close to the airport. And there's a mob of angry RyanAir people who have been on the plane for the last 4 hours fighting for the 5 seats on this van to go to the rental car place. That's like a
forgot
mile
about
away.
that. All the economies.
A lot of stress.
Mind you, this is a very small island, and so there are 2 huge parking lots at the airport full of rental cars. There are on-site rental cars. This is like an even cheaper option to go to an off-site rental place in town.
And I don't mean to throw any big bombs out here, but I'm pretty sure, I don't know if it's Hertz, but you are President Circle member.
I am the president of Hertz.
Yeah.
Highest,
which means
highest tier.
You get upgraded to anything.
Although,
but here's my lesson, all right?
It did say online there was not Hertz there, and that's why we didn't do it. But turns out there was, because Hertz is everywhere. Because brands, another premium economy lesson, find brands you like and do life with them.
Yeah, who do we have? I don't even remember the name.
Hyatt in the City of Dreams.
No.
M&M's in bed.
Dude, the audience is gonna love that. So
the real ones who have been listening for a year.
Here's the positive horse out of all of this.
Yeah, come on.
I'm gonna say we got the rental car. We're 5 people. It could barely fit 4, so we're fucking Jim Jamboree in there, and we got luggage as well. Don't forget that. It's uncomfy.
Fit in the trunk. Half the luggage is in the back seat.
Right.
On our laps.
And we're men, so we got broad shoulders, and then you got to do like a prom photo the whole fucking car trip. The good thing from all of this, and we're gonna go back to a bad thing after that, so we'll see. But this takes me back to a little parable that I like to cite often. It's the Chinese farmer. Oh, can't say it. Hold on.
Slow down.
The Chinese farmer parable.
No, I don't know that one. The Chinese farmer parable.
I like to cite it often. I think I've only said it out loud once, so we'll try it twice. A Chinese farmer, he has a son. Okay, he's like, awesome. I have a son. Sons are good. But then in comes the fucking Chinese government, and they're like, hey, we're gonna take your son, and he's gonna go fight this war. He's like, oh no, I wish I had a daughter because she wouldn't have to go fight. But then the son, when they're taking him off on horseback, he like falls and breaks his ankle.
Oh,
I'm fucking up the story. story's all fucked up. Well, let's get to the moral of it. He breaks his ankle. It's like, that's a bummer. But then he doesn't have to go to the fucking war. So it's like, oh, that's a bummer. But then it's good.
That's the parable?
Fuck, dude. My bad. Parable is like, you don't know if something's good or bad. Well, okay. I was supposed to do accent because the farmer says something. He's like, they're always like, oh, that's such a shame. And he's like, maybe.
Yeah, I know that one.
That one. You got that one?
You forgot the maybe.
It wasn't maybe either.
So it's like they're taking his son away, and all the people around him are like, "Oh, that's so sad. They're taking your son." He's like, "Maybe." Yeah. And then something else happens. Wow, that's a tough one. And then he's like, "Maybe." Yeah. And then the son breaks his ankle, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, it's so terrible. Your son can't go fight in the war. He broke his ankle." Maybe. Is that the one?
Yeah, I mean, we both fucked it up. But yeah, maybe in that. You never know if it's good or bad. Same thing with the clown car, dude. Thought it was bad, but it was really a maybe. Because the upside of it is now we want to do this whole like sightseeing tour around the island, and no one's trying to be miserable in this clown car for 8 hours a day. Good so work. It was an easy then sell to ride mopeds all day because our alternative was so goddamn shitty.
The alternative was spend the next 3 days touring the island in the clown car. And we realized as a group immediately, like, this is really uncomfortable.
Right.
So you don't.
But if we had an SUV, it would have been a lot harder to convince them
that we should ride scooters around the whole island.
Right, which we did. But before we have the time of our life on scooters, and thanks. I'm an optimist sometimes. We had to put up with one more basic economy. And basic economy is probably the most generous wording I could use for our accommodations. Because some other less generous people, my English, dude, is going to absolute shit. Some less generous.
You're talking to the stickers in your room,
dude. I am. Dude, you shouldn't have seen me yesterday. Yesterday was really tough. Some less generous people would call this Baghdad, Iraq, the bombed out city. In particular, in about 2004 through 2006. Maybe sorry. Ramadi or Islamabad.
Go on, carry the torch. I was just thinking about like it's like 50. The amount of you're like you don't even understand how dark yesterday was. Like it's 50-50 with you. Either it's like a perfectly fine, like the amount of just crazy dark bad days you have is insane.
It's so dark.
It's like either a perfectly fine day or the next day you're talking to sticker walls. And I'm making a joke, but it sounds kind of serious.
Yeah.
So, all right, we'll check back in on that one too in a future episode. Let's get back to Islamabad.
It's one of those where it's just like I just gotta fall asleep and tomorrow's gonna be a better day. And it is, dude. It's a really good day. I also, dude, I got what didn't help either is I got suspended from I slashed a kid in my hockey game. I fucking two-handed him because he elbowed me in the head totally unnecessarily. This me on my side.
You on the slash.
He and then I fucking two-hand him.
And did you two-hand him because you were in the content closet with SpongeBob all day?
Yeah, it might have been pent up. So that didn't help because I got suspended and I can't play in games anymore for one of my teams.
Oh,
because I fucking I fucking smacked him.
You got the boot? Like you weren't in the penalty box.
They kicked me out of the game. They kicked me out of the next game, and they kicked me out of one more.
And then you're back.
And then I'm back.
Yeah, optimist.
But I got 6 different leagues, so they only kicked me out of one.
Don't do that.
No, dude, I got the film. We'll put up the film, dude.
No, we won't.
Dark fucking dude,
we're like the
Islamabad. We're in Islamabad.
We're like the opposite of a Rick Glassman episode where he's saying cue the whatever and they play it. We just don't do anything.
I'm hot, dude. Can you talk about Islamabad?
Nope. Keep it on. I don't know I was just stuck in thinking about the content closet. I don't know where you were in Islamabad. Something about where we were staying.
Dude, here's the thing. All right, it's a nice island. We're talking up the island.
Beautiful island.
It's like, wow, this feels like Greece but more colorful, or Cyprus but more colorful. Not
or
like a Santorini.
Hawaii, but probably cheaper.
Yeah,
like it's very economical. It's a Portuguese country. It's in the middle of the Atlantic. Not many people know about it.
And we're loving it. It seems like there are a lot of great places on the island to stay. The problem is somehow our friends sniffed out probably the worst place in the island to stay. Because again, this is a bombed out city being invaded by Americans. We get to this Airbnb.
That's a metaphor.
It's a metaphor, but really it isn't.
Right.
Because it looks bombed out and we are Americans. We get there, bad part of town.
Yes.
Dogs in the streets. We got like some old lady cooking hot dogs out of a barrel. Some dude.
Oh yeah.
He's like
she wasn't
on walls, shirtless.
It's important. The lady cooking hot dogs out of a barrel wasn't like a native. She was like probably an American or a Spanish or someone from Portugal mainland that ended up there and is cooking hot dogs out of a barrel. I'd actually, if she's been there her whole life, fine, so be it. But like this person got there somehow and is now, that's our neighbor. I shouldn't badmouth our neighbor like that.
Right.
That's
and keep in mind, this place was sold, like expectations were pretty high because it was sold like this place has a sick backyard. It's massive. Whenever you're sold like that the place is big, that's just not a selling point for me. Never does it. One of our friends really likes space.
It was a new place that only had 1 or 2 reviews.
Dude,
and also like, I have an anti-Airbnb principle, which is just like you're always catfished because it's kind of like a real estate listing where the photos, they're putting their best foot forward in the ad on Airbnb in the listing. So it looks nice. It's bright. They got a picture of the water just down the street. Expectations are way too high for that. You get there and you're like, this might as well be Baghdad.
It was Baghdad, but on the Tigris.
Euphrates. Beds on the floor. Tons of space. That was true. But like
tons of space because they had no furniture. It was just fucking. It was like Japan without the culture. It was just fucking. Here's your tiny little mattress on the floor. It's also there's no AC, so it's like 100 degrees in this place, and they got for the entire giant building two little like desk fans, like fucking baby size, like smaller than your head, and they're like there's 5 of us, and there are 2 baby desk fans. And it's 100 degrees in here.
And there's no ventilation. It's kind of like a cinder block house, so like the air don't work right going through the house. There's no flow.
It's stagnant
air. What do they call that?
There's fucking cockroaches running around.
You get miasma. That's how they thought the plague spread from stagnant, dirty air.
Oh, miasma. It might have started there too.
Yeah.
I don't know when they discovered the Azores, but probably around then. So it's not good, dude, and it's also not good. We all have Amex Platinums, which is like the best credit card you can get, which comes with like a 5-star hotel, and you get unlimited upgrades, and it's like $200 off a year. Like we could have gotten basically a 5-star hotel for a similar price, but we chose Baghdad.
No, it was again one of those premium economies, right? Like we could have paid $50 more a night, or was it $100? To go from like what we had to like,
I think that was like total.
Maybe a brand. Let's say it's the Hyatt, and you have.
Well, the funny thing is there was. So we're in Baghdad, but if you drive not too far away, you're suddenly in Dubai, and you're like, technically it's called, what is it, Santa Barbara? That's the name of it there.
No, something Grande. That one of the beach was Santa Barbara. No, just the beach was
okay.
Riviera Grande, Riviera Grande or something.
Yes. What happened was we realized, hey, the other side of the island, that's the good part. We go there. And it turns out we love it so much because it's this beautiful restaurant on the beach. One of your best photos ever, actually, of Conch drinking a beer on that beach.
Roll it.
We ended up just commuting there every day. So kind of like the same thing where I'm like, hey guys, you want to just stay in the center of Lisbon and then we don't have to take this bus 20 minutes to get to all the good parts every day? We did the opposite of that in
the clown car.
It was let's
20 minutes each
commute
way
in the clown car every day, morning, noon, and night.
Not only that, we rode hogs around the island for the next 2 days, and every single town we rode through was like postcard, beautiful, gorgeous, built out. Where we were staying was the we must have seen 50 different towns on the island, and where we were staying was absolute worst.
Right, it was
by and far
dump of the island. But that's fine, dude. We're positive because we get to ride hogs. We took them all around. Most beautiful riding I've seen in a while. Close to Vietnam, I'd say, in certain, just different, but beautiful. Mopeds rip. Super easy to learn. You don't need to worry about like a Harley and having gears and everything. So it's nice. Everyone could ride it. Our one friend, kind of stupid, he rode an ATV, which was just hilarious to look at. We got a lot of B-roll. I wanted to turn this into a video because I had so many beautiful shots. Went diving. Oh, I forgot, dude. Dude, we went to this
then
one
I gotta
place.
Go. I'm supposed to, this doctor's calling me.
We just gotta talk about the tide pools.
Oh,
just for a second, dude. And we don't have much B-roll of this.
Yeah,
I got a little bit going down to the. I guess it was a particularly choppy weekend that we were there. Because we went to this one area. It's like tide pools, and it was like fucking hot bath, thermal baths. Cool area, but there's fucking waves just smashing into the sides of the rocks there. It's like if you fell into this thing, you're just dead. Like there's just no coming back from it. But there's this
red
little
flag.
sort of like
the red flag was out. You're not like, don't go in.
Yeah, well, yeah, you literally can't. But there's this little area that's kind of blocked off, and there are a couple people like dilly-dallying in the tide pools. Like, oh, that looks fun. I want to dilly-dally. We're really hot. Let's just jump in the water for a little bit. And so we go over the tide pools, and we're just like inching out farther and farther because I like to run the risk. The problem is sometimes you forget, like, just like the real world doesn't give a shit. It's like, hey, like you see those videos of people that like go by the seawall and there's giant fucking waves smashing over it. And it's like, how are they that stupid to stand that close? In their shoe, if you're in their shoes, you kind of feel invincible most of the time. You're like, the world isn't real. I can't be hurt. Until you are.
Until literally the next wave that you can't see comes and is twice as big as the, right? Like you see those videos all the time where they're taking funny video and then wave 4 in the set is like a megalodon and it comes up over the wall, sweeps everyone off their feet, and like Mother Nature don't care. Mother Nature doesn't care.
And so we were playing around and we were pushing our boundaries. You might get where we're going with this a little bit, but it's just me and Belky. The others didn't want to join us. We were in the farthest pool, like the one closest to the water. Right?
Did you say that these are razor sharp lava rock?
Right.
It's like black, like hurts to walk on, black corally lava rock.
Right. So you really can't grab anything without being sliced and diced. So you don't want to get pushed anywhere. You really shouldn't. You shouldn't come near where we were. But I thought there was a little like fucking mini cave that I could a little den where I could post up. The problem was it could only fit one. And this is my bad. Dude, this is my bad. I knew my den had some protection. I was in relatively good hands. You were outside the den. All right. And some might say, okay, Dylan, Henry's outside the den. Could you have at least like held on to him so that you both get the benefits of the den with only one person in it? Could have. Probably could have. But I was underestimating Mother Nature because a big fucking rogue wave came out of nowhere and absolutely smashed into the den. which protected me but did not protect Henry. And it actually like dragged. It tried to like pull me out of the den. Like the force of the water was so strong. I was struggling to stay in the den. Yeah. So I actually like unlatched a little bit from my den, and I got thrown under the water. And I come up out of the water. Now looking, you were literally like 1 foot away from me.
We're face to face.
No longer see you. There's no Henry. I look to my friends. They're still in the background. They're safe, but they were still startled too. And I'm like, my friend's gone, dude. My friend's gone, dude. He got hit by a rogue wave. He's fucking toast. He's out in the sea, dude. He's out in the sea. And then next thing you know, thank God, but like in a tide pool, maybe 15 feet to my right, 10, 15 feet, out comes some legs and a fucking swamped up yawn. And that's Henry. Belky was tossed from my tide pool over this razor lava rock.
Two of them. I kind of went over 2 tide pools. And from my point of view, when this tsunami hit me, I thought that was it. You know, like when you're underwater for a prolonged period of time, when you weren't expecting to be underwater and you kind of don't know where you're going, and I feel like my knee banged into a razor lava rock, and I also thought I was potentially out to sea. But I also knew I don't know when this tsunami is going to be over, and it's just a matter of time before I whack my head on a lava rock.
Right.
And so I just remember doing a lot of this.
Right.
And then, and then I came up a couple tide pools over, banged up my arm and leg real good.
Right. Everyone was freaking out around us.
Unscathed.
The lifeguard, there was a lifeguard on duty. He didn't do a single fucking thing. I'll tell you that. But it reminded me, as a kid, we'd go to New Hampshire and we had these like rapids that we'd ride down, and it was a really like heavy rain day the day before, so the rapids were like extra rapidy, and they took Slick, my dad, and they like pulled him off to the side rapid that no one's ever been down. And I didn't even know he was going down the rapids. Like he was just kind of doing it by himself or something. I just basically saw my dad like tumble over a waterfall backwards, head first, and fucking easy. I don't know how to describe this. It was basically like, and someone died here the week before, keep in mind. And so this is like Slick's on just the death path. It was like one of the few times in life he's thought he's going to die. But he goes over backwards, kind of like you, just like hoping to God he doesn't slam his head. He instead lands on a giant rock on his side, and he's just like fucking incapacitated, about to go over this like 10-foot waterfall that just goes right down onto other rocks, because it's like this area that's never been covered in water till like the super rainfall. And like we dive in and like grab hold of his limbs and like fish him out. But took him to the hospital and just like broken like 3 of his ribs from landing on this, and he couldn't breathe. And that's what I thought was going to happen to you. But luckily just the razor legs.
Gardeloo!
Fucking razor.
Luckily, just the razor legs, dude.